So the migration, I'm gonna talk about it. Like the framework is pretty simple. We usually start with discovering an audit, clarify the current state, risks, and opportunities, how you can benefit from Shopify, where certain things need to be rebuilt or redone, where we can just copy paste them or connect them as is, and so on. So again, this is this and it's discover and audit phase. Moving on, we continue with the data and architecture planning, which map products, customers, logic, integrations, and so on and so forth. After that, we're moving to design and UX rebuild. We create a clean, scalable user experience, which is like, again, a perfect timing to lift up your UI and UX, which eventually will improve your conversion rate. Development and integration, that's the next step. When we implement features, apps, APIs, and the backend logic. And basically, that's pretty much it. The last but not least, that's we're finalizing all that with testing, launching, and eventually support and scale. When we ensure the stability, when we're pretty much I would say certain about that SEO was migrated properly, and we can go live smoothly. So these are like the main steps. That's the framework that we follow at all times for all the small and complex migrations. So let's talk about those steps like a little bit in depth. Discovering audit. So we start with understanding the current platform, data structure, and hidden dependencies. Identifying performance issues, UX gaps, and integration risks. Then mapping what must be migrated, rebuilt, or removed. And we actually finalizing this whole step with setting up clear goals and realistic migration scope. And this is very important because like most of the teams, they're trying to skip the step and they don't know how to be vocal about how important it is and how to say be, I don't know, persuasive, and get the client to go like through those I would say to hop through those hoops, just because they want to shorten like the whole project. They don't want to overcharge the client. Some clients they think that it's unnecessary. But before building a house, do you need a plan? Do you need an architecture? Absolutely yes. So this is what we're doing here, like during this exact phase. And discovery is where we turn chaos into clarity. Before writing a single line of code, we figure out how the existing system works, where the risks hide, and what the future Shopify architecture should look like. So, absolutely essential. The next step, data and architecture planning. And here again, we are mapping all products, customers, and order data with clean structure. We define the new Shopify architecture, which is collection, metafields, logic, etc. Because Shopify has its own structure, and even though it's flexible, it has its own limits and frames, which again we should respect at all times. Plan redirects and SEO prevention strategy. I'm sorry, that's not prevention of failure strategy. Decide which integration stays and which we are replacing, and some of them, which of them we are rebuilding, and finalizing that all with building the foundation for scalable performance and automation. This stage is so important because this is where the migration truly takes shape. We restructure the brand's entire data ecosystem. design a scalable Shopify architecture, and eliminate the legacy complexity that caused problems at the first place. So basically, we're making sure that in future, when everything's done, the data is structured, the third-party connections are there, the SEO is back on track after the migration is done, and so on. So let's move on to design and UX rebuild. That's basically when we create a modern, intuitive, conversion-focused interface. We're rebuilding navigation, products pages, and checkout flow for clarity and speed. Again, your old systems, they could have lots of I don't know, outdated solutions in terms of like the flow and the client's path to the checkout, right? Like marketing teams, they usually experiment, and they sometimes they forget to cut down certain experiments from live. So it all's gonna be, you don't want to reflect that in your new build. So we're taking care about cleaning that up for you. We prioritize mobile first designs and seamless user journeys. We match brand identity while improving performance and usability, and we're replacing outdated UX patterns with scalable Shopify native components, which again, if you think about it, Shopify provides tons of things out of the box, and you don't want to build custom as much as possible because potentially you're moving from custom builds, right? So you want to reuse and reuse what Shopify offers as much as possible. So this is where the migration becomes a transformation. We don't copy the old store, we redesign it to feel cleaner, faster, and more intuitive, keeping the brand's personality while fixing every UX pain point users struggle before. And again, this is the perfect time, and you are migrating, you're rethinking the whole process, and it's the perfect time to rethink like the flows, the sales flows, some funnels, the UX, the approaches, and experiment more. And it's a lot easier at this point. You won't have to like spend tons of time and arm and leg to do that. It's gonna happen organically, I'd say. So development and integrations. Again, this is another important step, like which is inevitable, I'd say. We implement the new Shopify architecture. This is actually like we will start with the design, we're thinking the UX and UI, and then we implement that. We're integrating applications, APIs, CRMs, like loyalty, marketing tools, like all that, making sure that it works smoothly, just like it was before on your old system. And if it didn't, then we're making sure that it works as it should. We're rebuilding custom logic previously hidden in legacy code. We're setting up automations for products, inventory, and workflows, and obviously ensuring performance, stability, and scalability across all the systems. Now, this stage, by its nature, is where we store is where the store becomes a real functional ecosystem. We replace fragile legacy scripts with clean, scalable Shopify logic and integrate every external system to the new platform, so it can work as a one cohesive engine. And again, Shopify was built for this purpose. It has so many things out of the box that works great all together, and they were designed to work together, that that there is like no frictions. A good example would be the POS. Like Shopify has its own POS system, which is very flexible. Tons of shops they use it, and it's not third party. It's not like a side service. So yeah, I think that's the best example over here. Um, Now, I think let's talk about the assets framework migration. Um, so migrate and rebuild theme assets like images, scripts, styles into Shopify optimized format. So again, it has like certain structure, it has certain rules, and you cannot just dodge them or avoid them. You gotta follow it. We're converting legacy layouts into modular Shopify 2.0 sections and blocks. Sometimes, if the setup is headless, then it might be like React or Vue.js, like stored on Vercel, but the meaning is the same. We clean up redundant code, heavy libraries, and outdated frameworks, normalizing assets naming and folder structure for long-term maintenance. And obviously, we're rebuilding custom components using Liquid, JSON templates, or Hydrogen if headless, right? So it's all done on this step. And needless to say that asset migration is where most hidden issues surface. Old frameworks, heavy scripts, I don't know, some messy file structures that don't belong to the new store. So we take all that and rebuild them cleanly to ensure a fast, modern, and stable Shopify experience. Moving on, like to the last step, the last but not least important, that's test and launch and scale. Again, this is where we're doing the full Q&A across the whole UX, performance, checkout, and obviously mobile, because we were mobile first and we praise mobile first approach. Uh, we verify redirects, SEO, and indexing before the launch. We do the load test to the storefront and integrations to ensure stability, because obviously like some certain things may work great when there's just one product or one catalog, but is it enough for testing? No, it's not. So we're making sure that it works stable and nicely even when like the whole store gonna be loaded with like 9,000 products, I don't know, 100,000 products. We even have a store which is 3.5 million products. So, and it works. It works great. Shopify will support. I'd say I never reached a limit. So we had like pretty huge builds, and uh, it feels like that Shopify is limitless. Anyhow, so yeah, that's on a side note. Um, so again, just moving on, we monitor real-time metrics and optimize post-launch, and we prepare the store for growth. It means automation, performance tuning, and scale-ups. This is where we turn months of work into a stable, high-performing Shopify store. A clean launch isn't luck. It's always the result of planning, testing, careful SEO handling, and scaling plan that keeps the store fast even under the heavy traffic, which sometimes happens, especially like during those um, Black Fridays or Cyber Mondays. Yeah, you name it. Christmas, holidays, where when people are getting nuts. Some of the stores they make more than 50% of their whole year revenue during like this, I don't know, 1 month, right? So yeah, I mean, we just want to make sure, and we need to make sure that it's gonna work well when time comes.